Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I'm super excited to be here today. I am Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And I got started in my company simply 17 years ago. I made a decision to go to work as myself. Now, today we're going to be talking about very simply how you can go to work as yourself, build a business that hits six figures plus this new year. I'm going to break down my six-step process. And I know that this is going to support you. And I know that many of you, as a result of being here right now, that this is going to be a game changer, a life changer. It's going to create an incredible shift for you. For those of you who are just joining me who are on Periscope, I'm Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist, business and life coach. I started my company 17 years ago, and I simply made a decision. If you want to change your life, you have to make a decision. We'll talk about that today. And I said, I am going to figure out how to take what I know how to do as a corporate trainer and my systems as a mom, and I want to figure out how to package my life skills and my hard skills in a business. My very first stop, I went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told that my idea, mom coaching, that no one would ever pay me to do what I came to do in my company. Fast forward, I've had the opportunity to coach thousands of women literally all around the world and support them in packaging their knowledge as a high ticket offering, both on and offline. I've had the opportunity to do Emmy nominated and nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist, to work with corporate brands, Fortune 100, Fortune 500 brands, selling my own intellect. And so if you've been saying in this new year, all right, if you've been saying, I want to figure out how to take my knowledge and I want to know how to take what I'm doing and package what I'm doing for high ticket as a coach, a consultant, a trainer, a speaker, an online educator. If you want to do licensing deals, maybe you want to do TV, maybe you want to write the best-selling book, maybe you want to be on a speaking circuit as a high-paid expert, you are in the right place. And I'm going to ask you to be a great friend and tag someone. So tag someone that you know that would benefit from being here today as well. Tell them to come. Tell them to come right now, because it is going to be a life-changing training that I'm going to do. And I'm going to pull back the layers. I've just got 6 simple steps. And the format tonight is I'm going to teach for a while on these things so that you can set up your year for incredible success. Now, many of you may say, well, why are you doing this, Mia? Because one, I want to see you create amazing success. Thank you, LaShonda, for inviting Sean. I want you to create amazing success. And for many of you, you've been following me for a long time. You've seen the incredible results that my clients create. And I want you to not just be that person that's looking. I want you to take that journey. I want you to come on over to the other side so that I can support you in being able to put in place exactly what you need to do. Now, I'm not selling you anything right now, and I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm simply going to share with you what I share with my clients. They pay me tens of thousands of dollars, literally, okay, to learn what I'm going to share with you today, complimentary, to change your life this year. And I hope that if there's just one thing that I say that shifts you and that makes a difference for you, then I came here for the right reason. So here's my story, and then I'll jump right in. And that is, when I started my business, I did not have a product. I did not know what the service was going to be. And so many of the people who follow me are very much like me. They're professional people who, you know, that there's something that you do that creates great results because you see it in your workplace, but you're trying to figure out how to take that knowledge you have and to package it into a product or a service that you can offer. And you're also trying to figure out, how can you do this and still do what you're doing currently, right? Because most of you are already working full time in some way. And you're like, well, I mean, I can't create, 40 more hours. So how can I build this business? I got a piece of hair or something. How can I build this business? And how can I do it in a way that would allow me to still be, able to do my work, but not be overworked, right? Because maybe the reason you want to start a business is so you can change things. I think one of the things you're going to learn tonight is that my mastery actually is on how to build a business that's time rich. Now, my business is time rich. It's what I teach my clients how to do, how to compound their time, how to take their knowledge and leverage their knowledge. We don't build our businesses on hustle and grind or trading time for dollars. We've elevated conversations around leveraging your intellect and selling what you know at the highest level. Now, if you've ever said, I want to know how to do that, you're in the right room tonight. I'll tell you that, the impact of growing your business the way that I teach, building a time-rich business, leveraging versus trading time for dollars, hustle and grind, right? Is that, my husband developed kidney disease about 10 years ago and went on dialysis. So I don't know what you guys know about dialysis, but it is a pretty aggressive therapy, which required 3 hours, 3 times a week, 3 hours a day worth treatment. And at the time, my kids were pretty young, like 11, 9, and 6 years old. And I was so grateful I had built a business that allowed me to stand in the gap for my family and for my husband, time-wise and financially, that where money was no longer concerned, so he could heal the way he needed to. I was grateful that we were able to hire for him a private physician outside of standard medical care so he could get amazing care. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because the reason you want to grow your business is for some big reason. And a lot of times we say, as women, we often say, I want to build my business for my kids, or I want to build my business for my family, and all of that. But I actually didn't build my business, to be honest with you, for my family. I built my business for my own freedom. And because I got myself free from the job, 40 to 75 hours a week, I was able to build a business where when my husband needed me, I could be there for him. I had the time to be there for him. And because I had built a business that was profitable and financially secure, I could stand in the gap. I wasn't codependent. Now, I want you to hear me respectfully. So many of us, I'm going to go deep on this, right? So many of us can't stand in the gap for our family because we can't even stand in the gap for ourselves. Let's be real, okay? We're codependent on our spouse's income in order for us to do whatever we need to do. Or we're codependent on our jobs. And I'll tell you that today, this particular training is going to be for those of you who are saying, you know what, maybe I just have the wrong why. Maybe I thought that, this whole noble idea of me building my business for my family is the reason. Well, maybe if you look at your work ethic and you say like, man, I've been building my business for my family, but I've been inconsistent. I haven't written a book. I haven't done the things that I need to do. Maybe, just listen here. You need a different why. And I realized that for me, my why was that I had to figure out how to get myself free, whether or not I worked a job or ran a business. The fact of the matter was my kids were going to have 3 square meals. They were going to live in a great home. They were going to have an amazing education. Okay. Whether or not. But what I couldn't guarantee for myself was my own freedom. And I decided to align my business with the right why. And this is the perfect time of year for you to get clear on the right why. Is this making sense? All right. And so I was so grateful that I had the opportunity to build my business the right way so I could be there for my family. But I'll tell you also, one of the greatest benefits has been that we've been able to, my husband and I just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary last week. I don't know what this is. I got a piece of hair. That's just, oh, there it is. Following me all around. Okay. That my husband and I, we just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. Shannon, that little piece of hair that's just bothering you is like falling all down my face. And I will tell you, one of the greatest gifts I will say for both of us is that we've been able to give our kids a world-class education. We've invested over $1 million, literally $1 million, in our kids' elementary, middle, and high school. And I don't say that in any way to be braggadocious or anything like that. I'm telling you that, look, for those of you who want to align your business goals with something that's real, not a flash cash strategy, what I mean? Not a pair of shoes, not a bag, not things that anybody can buy. You can buy, first class ticket. You can buy a limo ride. We're not talking about that. That's not what wealth is. Wealth is being able to deposit consistent seeds that really create generational change. Wealth allows you to be able to make, as a result of what you're doing in your business, money no longer becomes a concern, or you can make investments that leverage, right, in your family in different ways. Maybe you're buying real estate so that you can pass that off to your kids, or something else. And for those of you who want to talk about something that's real, that you're looking to build a business that once you get free, you stay free, that it's not built on, money in and money out. You contract rich, but cash flow poor. I'm talking to some of you guys right now because it is the new year and it's time to do something different. And if you're ready to do something different, I want you to write, I'm ready to do something different. Now, tonight, what I'm going to teach on very simply is how to hit 6 figures plus this new year. And part of what I wanted to do before I even got into the training is just shift your mindset so that we are all having the same conversation around the wants, because it is not just about the money, right? 6 figure plus. It's not just about the money. It is literally about your why. It's literally about how you want to live. I work 4 to 6 hours a week servicing my clients, literally every single week. And I love that, right? It was a dream for me to be able to build a business. It's time rich from the comfort of my home. I'm in my home office right now. I love the fact that I can, one minute I was having dinner with my family and the next minute I'm walking to my office and I have an opportunity to share with you guys. I wanted lifestyle. For me, lifestyle meant that I could be with my family, spend time with them, but in the same token, have my time to do what I really love to do to impact and create amazing change, right? And so that's really important to me. So today you'll get tremendous value from this broadcast if you are open, right? If you are finally in that place where you're like, I know I'm smart and I'm doing all the right things, but I'm not seeing the results. You're in the right place. Got to be open, okay? Because some of what I'm going to say to you might sound like the same thing, but what I want you to listen for is the differential, okay? Now listen, I want you to listen for the differential. I want you to listen for what is different that I'm saying that maybe, just maybe you haven't been doing, maybe, just maybe you've never learned, okay? So that you can create that shift this year, all right? Are we in agreement on that, all right? And this is going to be for those of you who have been doubting your process. Like you look at your results from last year and you're thinking, I don't know why I'm not where I want to be. And because you feel like you've done everything, you feel like you've already made these investments and you're like, what am I missing? Okay, we're going to talk about what you might be missing, because today I'm going to talk about how to hit 6 figures plus, okay, this new year, right? What you might need to do differently to create a different result. Now, this is not going to be for you if you are a person that you don't believe in implementation, okay? If you want a get rich type of way to make money. Nope. If you don't have a true talent or skill, whether it's a life skill or a hard skill being something you do professionally, right? Life skill meaning maybe mom coach or a parenting coach or something like that. All right. If you don't have the ability to create results for others, if people don't come to you for advice, if you don't know how you can help someone, then this is not going to be the best fit training for you. This is really for those of us who know that I'm already creating results for people, but I just don't know what I'm doing wrong and why I'm not profitable doing what I'm doing. Or I am profitable, but I'm working way too hard. And I can't scale. Like you're at capacity because you're like, I can't take on 10 more clients. I love what I do, but I can't work with more people the way that I'm working right now. It's time to change all of that. And, I love it. I work with women who are smart, they're sharp, they believe in self-investment, and they proactively seek the change that they desire. And so I say this to you because my clients call themselves giants, right? And I only work with giants. And the reason I say this is because if you want to change your life, you have to be giant about it. You don't change your life by being optional. All right. So if you're ready, okay, because we know who this is for. If you're ready, I'm ready. I just want you to write here if you're ready. I'm ready. And we're going to jump right in. So just write, I'm ready. Keep in mind, if you're on Facebook, for some of you who are in my group, you're going to actually have to write your name because I can't actually see your name. So LaShonda writes, congrats on your anniversary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Monica writes here, yes, get free and stay free. I'm ready to do something different. I love that. I love that. I love your outfit there. Okay. And let's see. Chandra writes, listen for the differential. Love that. Okay. And let's see who's ready. Let's see who's in the house today. Sherilyn. I like it. Sherilyn is ready. And who else is ready? Looks like Monica is ready. Of course she is. And there's a Facebook user that says, I'm ready. You see, I can't see your name, so you have to write your name. And Sherry Turner says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Anyone else ready? You're welcome. You're welcome. And Kashawn Barker, I'm ready. Okay, awesome. Now, you do have to be ready to receive a powerful message. And I promise you that what I'm bringing today is a powerful message that's going to create all kinds of change for you. All right. So, how to hit 6 figures plus this new year. And I wanted to do this because I met with my clients today and we had an amazing coaching session, first day of the year. And I get them every year to set their intentions for the year. And they collectively said what their intentions were. And we totaled it for those that came on the call. And it came to $4.5 million for this year in terms of the revenue that they want to close this particular cohort. And I thought, isn't it powerful to start your year clear? Start your year, right, clear on what it is that you want to do. So how to hit 6 figures plus this year. The first thing I want you to do is, number one, I want you to set the intention. I want you to set your intention. So I do believe that your intentions rule the world and that we get exactly what we intend. So I'm going to ask you a question right now, and I want you to post it right here, is if I asked you right now, what is the annual revenue goal that you'd like to hit 1 year from now? By December 31st of 2021, what is the annual revenue goal that you would like to hit? Post it right here. So there's something really powerful about intentions, as you guys write. So the thing is, a lot of times we are not committed to our intentions. We don't write our visions down and make them plain so that others can understand them. We, beyond New Year's Day or writing a resolution, have no other way to see the thing that we said we want over and over again. Often we aren't even clear on what our numbers are, what we want to hit, and why we want to hit those numbers, or if it's even possible on how to get there. So the very first thing, thank you, I appreciate you, Wendy. And Wendy, I'm so excited you're coming to the conference. I'm so excited, I cannot wait. Okay, this is gonna be life-changing, so buckle up, okay? So you need to get clear. And I want to know, what are your intentions? Write your number here. What's your revenue goal this upcoming year? All right. It's super important to know what those numbers are. Write those visions out, make them plain, become comfortable stepping into the highest version of yourself, being able to ask for, claim, boldly state, not make it a secret. The thing that you believe you want to achieve, are you willing to say it out loud? I'm asking you. Well, I know that Jackie Golden wants to hit $600,000 a year, and she will, right? Because she's amazing at what she does as a business coach. And Greg writes $120,000 this year. The question is, what about the rest of you? You know, if you're watching the replay, post your number here. Being super clear about what that number is so important. Sharon writes $1.5 million. Chandra writes $100,000. There's a release, right, in being able to simply state what it is. Wendy says $100,000. And Wendy, we're going to talk about this at the conference, which is next week, the 11th through the 15th. And let me just tell you, we had, you probably already saw this, but Diana just came to the conference in October. And in less than, 8 weeks, she closed a $144,000 contract after coming to the Giant Experience Conference. So you're going to learn exactly what you need to know to be able to do exactly the same, right? Your own way. You got to implement. Okay. But you'll learn. Monica writes $500,000, right? Kashawn writes $250,000. LaShonda writes 150,000, right? And it's so powerful to be in community and to be able to plainly state that which you intend. And I'm always surprised by the number of people who want to achieve and hit huge goals, big goals, but they don't want to come public. They don't want to say what it is. They're like, they want to surprise others, right? They're going to sneak up on others, right? And say like, look at me, right? Angel says $500,000 and upwards. Totally done, Angel. So excited to work with you. So here's the thing. Intentions rule the world. And being able to plainly state, know what it is that you want to hit from the very beginning is the key. I take all of my goals that I set for myself. I have a vision board that I set up. I put up each and every year. I spend time every day, 15 minutes a day with my vision board so that I can see the thing that I want to create in my mind's eye. Connie intends to make $250,000. Well, guess what? You're already 10% to the goal. All right, how about that? Okay. So what's really cool is being able to state and be comfortable with those big numbers. If you want to hit 6 figures plus this upcoming year, imagine wanting to hit a number and not being comfortable saying it, stating it, having a community of people you can share that number with and talk to with. And I think a lot of times one of the things that gets in the way for so many people in terms of hitting 6 figures plus is that they don't have a network, they don't have a community that has what I call elevated conversations. Is this right or is this right? I want you to think about the number of people that you've been able to today, right? It's the new year. And how many people in your world over the last of today or the last week or last month or the last 6 months or 1 year have you ever stated your goals to out loud in this way plainly? Most of us live in a world with people who do not have intentions to achieve their goals. And therefore, they don't ever talk about them. So if you want to separate yourself this upcoming year, you've got to understand, one, be around other people who equally are achievers, who have goals, who will plainly state those goals. People who will hear what you have, can receive what you have, and hold you accountable for those goals. Number two, you need to devise a plan step by step, right? You need to devise a plan step by step, okay? And what I mean by that is, you got to have a plan, all right, now to hit your goals step by step, all right? So what I see is sometimes people set goals and they don't know how they're going to navigate the numbers that they hit. So many of you have had goals here that you wrote, and this is an amazing group between $100,000 to $1.5 million is what I've seen so far today, all right? But if I were to ask you that part two, which is how are you going to hit those goals, then sometimes we're met with that silence, right? Or the lack of clarity, or you start thinking about what you sold last year and you start adding up the numbers and you're like, but I won't have enough time. Like, how am I going to actually hit that goal? So you actually need to devise a plan step by step. One of the things that I did with my clients today is that plan, right? We were on for 3 hours. We had a great time. And they were sharing what their goals were. And then for each and every person, Jackie, tell me, am I telling the truth or what? Each and every person, they share what they're going to do. I pull out my calculator and we look at how are you going to get there? Like, what are you selling? How many of these things you need to sell? How many sales calls do you need to make? See, one of the things that's super important is not just the goals that you have, but it's also your roadmap on your step-by-step plan to get to where you want to be. And sometimes that is the thing that gets in the way. It's like one thing to have the intention and the other people, or think of it this way, like imagine you have the best car, the fastest car ever. But if you have no gas in the car, right? Or you don't have a map to take you where you're going, where do you go, right? Like, how do you get to where you want to be? So that step-by-step plan is really important part of hitting six figures plus in this upcoming new year. You actually need to be able to break down for yourself, how are you going to get there? What are you selling? Okay, how much are you selling these things for? You know, what does your marketing need to look like? How many conversations do you need to have? Who's the ideal client? Who do you need to get in front of? Who do you need to become in order for you to be able to work with that demographic that you know you could service them with the result? But maybe right now you're looking at your market and you're like, every time I'm marketing, I end up marketing down. Like, I've been discounting what I'm doing, like undervalue what I'm doing, underselling what I'm doing, working with a market that doesn't appreciate what I'm doing. Therefore, they're not getting the results. You know, a lot of you would create amazing success quicker, faster, sooner if you would just, I always say, own your bigness, right? Like, own the parts of you that are really great, not from an ego perspective. Hear me. The only reason someone wants to work with you is because you create results, right? Okay. And the only way I'm going to know that you can create results for me is you actually have to tell me, you actually have to show me that you can create those results. And sometimes, you know, we are uncomfortable, right? We're uncomfortable, Chandra, in our world, right? Because we're around people, we've been programmed or we've been told, like, shh, like, don't talk about yourself, right? Like, you know, that you're too much, like you're extra, right? But the thing is, in business, the only reason I want to work with you is because I actually know what your extraness is and the yield it creates. Okay. So the reason somebody wants to work with you is because you are extra and you have the ability to create results with that extra-ness. Okay. I'm making words up right now. All right. So I want you to understand that now is the perfect time for you to start devising for yourself that step-by-step plan on how you're going to get there. And it was interesting today because as I was speaking with the clients and they had different, some folks knew exactly how they want to get there, some people didn't. But I asked them questions about, you know, their products, their services, their marketing, and their methods, right, for being able to structure what they were doing, or more importantly, how to build this business around their life so that in the upcoming year, in the name of earning income, they don't sacrifice the most important thing, which is quality time, quality of life. I mean, the reason that you started a business or want to start a business is because you want more, right? And part of that more is that you want more of the amazing part of life, right? I want to thank you, Monica, because you have invited like 5 or 6 people here. And I really honor you for doing that. I appreciate people who sew that way. I value that tremendously. Thank you for doing that. So you need to devise that step-by-step plan. And if you don't know how to do it, then likely you're going to need to make an investment with someone that does know how to do that. That's super important because that's what I do. I mean, I just met with one of my coaches last week and we had a consultation and we laid out what I need to do for the upcoming year. Okay. You know, we all have blind spots. There are things that we can't see ourselves. You know, if you if you knew what to do, you would already be there. You wouldn't even be here. Okay. All right. And the fact of the matter is, as a result of having the perspective of other people look inside your business and show you sometimes the doorways, the gateways, the opportunities, or as I say, the layer of money that's around you that you can't see, even though it's really close to you. Maybe it's your strategy. Maybe it's what you're saying. Maybe you've got all the things right. You service the clients beautifully. They love you, they rave about you, but you don't know how to capture a testimonial to save your life, right? So you have no proof of that you do what you do. Or maybe it's that you don't know how to sell. Maybe finally you just need for yourself, the step-by-step is what I call a full solution. The full solution would be someone that can teach you how to package what you're doing at the highest level, right? How to package your knowledge into a product or a service, how to build out your system, right? How to protect it, right? And how to market it, right? How to price it, right? How to sell it step by step, how to position yourself in the marketplace as the obvious choice, how to do Facebook ads, how to do organic marketing, and so much more. Maybe for once you just need to know, maybe you want to do TV. And instead of you investing in a lot of different places, maybe it's time for you to figure out that answer for yourself step by step. And maybe it's not all over the place like you've been trying to piece things together. Maybe it's just in one place. All right, number 3. Is this making sense? If you're getting value, oh, and you're right, I'm getting value. Now, for those of you who've just joined me, today I'm talking about how to hit 6 figures plus this new year. And what I've covered already is, number 1, the first thing you need to do is set your intention. You got to set your intention for whatever it is that you want. And many people here today have posted between $100,000 to $1.5 million as a dominant intention for hitting their goals this upcoming year. All right, what is your goals? Have you played along, or are you that person that you see exactly what I'm asking you, but you're not playing full out and you're not typing anything? This is a huge live, and a lot of people are watching it from many different places, okay? But very few people really will ever show up and do what's necessary to stand out. You know, in most occasions, you'll see maybe 10% of individuals ever show up for themselves and play full out. Number 2, you've got to devise a step-by-step plan. You know, you need to know how you're going to get to where you're going to get to. Okay. Now, there's some basic steps that happen in terms of being able to achieve any amazing result, right? Any amazing result. And that is understanding step by step how you're going to get there. You want to go to the mall? You don't know how to get to the mall? You need the step-by-step directions, right? On how to get there. Well, life is that way also as it relates to your life or in your business. You need a step-by-step. Let me review a couple of these comments, and then we'll go to number 3. I love that you guys are playing full out. Gregory writes, I know that I'm not a mom, but I'm a dad. Thanks for allowing me to visit the conversation. I'd like to check out some of these conferences. Could I? We are a female community only. I have worked with guys only as private clients, Gregory. And I know that we've been connected for quite a while, for a couple of years, but I work with moms mostly and women. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, Chandra, but I could make a great referral for you, by the way. Chandra Tyson, that's good. Who do I need to become? And then, of course, Monica is amazing at sharing. I appreciate it. Connie believes I need to increase my mentoring program with you to include weekly calls, right? All right. Yes. Okay. Yes, absolutely. So I love that, Connie. And I love that you are playing outside of the box. Wendy says, you're most welcome, because I love and value great information. And I love to share it when I hear it. Here's the coolest thing, Wendy. I call that being a go-giver, right? And what we give is a reflection of who we are. So I love that there's no conditions around your giving. I'm that way as well. And Wendy writes, I'm getting a lot of value. Awesome. Chandra's, I'm getting value. Let's see. And LaShandra writes, 1, set your intentions. That's right. And then let's see here. We have, let me see. Okay, awesome. I'm reading a couple of comments, and Monica writes, show up for yourself, be your own solution, or right? And Greg says, thanks, you're welcome. And so next, all right, so next, number three, how to hit 6 figures plus this new year is understand what products or services you need to create to hit your goal. So you need to understand what products or services you need to create to hit your goal. I'll repeat that. What products or services do you need to create to hit your goal? Now, this is going to be an upset. Let me just tell you, so make sure you lean into this, all right? So this is what I want you to understand, is that a lot of times the reason that you're not hitting your goal is maybe the product or service that you put together is the wrong product or service. So maybe you've heard a couple of things, all right? And I'm just going to share with you based on what I've done over the years, what I know is true, and what I transfer directly to my clients is what I do, okay? So I never teach anything that's theoretical. I only teach what I have done, Okay. And that's why I know it works, because I've done it. All right. And I can show them how I've done it step by step. It's a novel concept. Now, you need to know this, that your teachers anyone can teach you the what, but there are very few people that can teach you the how. The only people that can teach you the how are people who have done that which you want to know, right? So a lot of us find ourselves investing in things that teach us the what. Okay. And so the reality is that the reason that you never learn the how is because that was never the intention of the investment to begin with. I know somebody's ears are on fire right now. So when you want to hit six figures plus this upcoming year, you need to understand what products and services you need to create to hit six figures. And not all products are the same. You must know this. All right. So I believe, and what I teach my clients is to sell only high ticket services. So my clients sell their primary products, their lead products for $2,400 or more. That's it. On average, most of my clients sell things for $10,000 or more. When they come to me, for the most part, most of them were thinking trading time for dollars, $150 to $500 an hour as their financial model. Okay. And I show them how to renegotiate their value and how to change the kind of packages and services, service offerings that they create. So instead of them just selling time, or maybe you've heard to build a low ticket course that undervalues what you know how to do. Like imagine that you spent the last 20 years or 30 years in your profession and you are the expert, the consummate expert. Why would you work with people for in a course for $50 or $90 or $200 or $1,000 as your primary offer? Why would you do that? It undervalues the gift, in my opinion. And so many people have done this, right? Because you've been told like quick buck and the shiny object, and you're not thinking about long-term success. But one of the things that I love to share with my clients is that if you have an appetite to get free and to stay free, which is me, okay, then you actually need to know how to build a solid and financially sustainable business that allows you to be able to support your clients at the highest level. If you give your clients low level, right, training, access, information, okay, then they create low level results. If you build what you have to create amazing results for your clients and you understand the process, the secrets of how to actually build out high ticket offerings that deliver results, that's what I teach my clients how to do, then what happens is you actually need less clients. You don't have to have clients in the door and out the door, in the door, out the door, in the door, out the door, in the door, out the door. So while you are in this business, for so many people who've done this, you're trying to figure out like, I am so tired of marketing, right? Like you're just like, I'm so over it, because you feel like marketing has become a job. And that what you got in business to do, right? Your purpose, your life work to help people create amazing results with what you know how to do. You never even get to market to clients selling low ticket things that high level result. They never get to experience your brilliance. And so therefore your marketing becomes that you are mediocre at what you do, even though you're amazing. It just happens when you don't know how to build the right product. This is a deep concept. But if you guys are understanding this, I want you to write, I'm understanding this. All right. I'm pulling back the layers right now. One of the things that I've taught my clients over the years is how to build out high ticket packages as a product or a service, both on and offline, that delivers amazing results and value. My background's corporate training. One of the things I understand are many of the different ways that you can take your knowledge and put it together. Hey there, Kendra, and sell it as a high ticket offering in opposed to a low ticket offering. You know, if you think about it in a really simple way, somebody pull out your calculator. I'll pull out mine too. If you think about it in a really simple way, and we said, let's say you had an opportunity to work with, I'm going to use my calculator, so I'm going to look down, 50 clients this year, this upcoming year. And let's say you were selling that client into a program for $1,500. So take 50 clients times $1,500. And what do you get, right? 50 clients times $1,500. What do you get? Post it here. If you're watching the replay, post it here. Okay, what's the number that you get? All right, what's the number that you get? Right, 50 clients at $1,500. I'm waiting for your numbers here. Pull out your calculator. That's right. You're going to have to do work here on my trainings, but there's a reason for it, because so many times we're so detached from what it is that we're doing. That's $75,000. Okay. Thank you, Gregory. $75,000. $75,000. $75,000. Okay. Now, take the same 50 clients and put $15,000. Okay. Okay. Take the same number of clients, 50 clients, and multiply that times $15,000. Okay. What do you get? Okay. Write the number here. Okay. Write the number here. Write the number here. And that's $750,000. Okay. So imagine doing the same work. Okay. Thank you, Monica. Imagine doing the work, because you're already doing the work. But because you don't know how to properly package, you don't know how to properly price, you don't know how to properly value what you're doing, you're giving away and undervaluing your expertise, your time, and your gifts. Now, your goal is to get yourself free. Is it easier to be free? Is it easier to be free selling something for having an annual revenue of $75,000 or $750,000? That's an easy question. Hey there, Quanisha Green, right? All right. So is it easier to, Quanisha, you'll answer this, right? Is it easier to be free selling something for $750,000, annual revenue of $750,000 or $75,000? Okay, $750,000, right? All right. So, but imagine that most people, when they're devising their step-by-step plan, when they're coming up with what their products or services are, they do not know how to structure their products, their services inside of their business so they can be high value. So when I told you today, remember I told you at the top of this live, it's not what sounds the same. It's what is different. We're talking about the differential. Until you learn exactly the step-by-step of how to take what you're doing and how to package it at the highest level into a high ticket offering, okay, then you forever get to sell what you're selling with that $75,000 model. The reason that so many people never break that $100,000 plus mark isn't because they're not smart, isn't because they're not amazing. It is simply because they do not know how to take their knowledge and sell it as a high ticket offering. Are you guys with me? Now, look, if you're with me, I just want you to write, I'm with you. Now, some of you might have fainted by now, okay? In which case, let me just fan you, right? I'll just fan you, okay? I wanted to explain it with this example, just keeping the numbers really simple. One of the things that I'm really amazing at, if I say so myself, because it's the truth, is teaching my clients how to package their knowledge as a high ticket offering. And until you learn how to take what you're doing and package it as a high ticket offering, you will forever create the exact same revenue year after year after year. Did I say that you need to go back to school? No. Did I say that, you need to get another certification? No. Did I say that you need to work with more people? No. Okay. It is literally the missing piece for you is likely that you don't know how to take the ideas you have and how to sell them as a high level ticket, right? You don't know how to sell them as a high ticket offering. And when you learn how to do that, it becomes a game changer. I think it's one of the things that with my clients, it changes everything, right? It changes everything. Sometimes to change everything, we're not changing everything. Sometimes we change one thing that's really powerful. So I'm talking today about how to hit 6 figures plus this new year, right? And I'm telling you that what you're doing is probably just right. The niche you're in is probably great. But maybe the strategy you've had has been congruent with your mindset. And I'm going to go all in on this, and this might hurt your feelings, but in love, okay? But maybe it's just because of your mindset. Maybe your mindset has told you that you don't deserve to sell high ticket. who's gonna buy that from you? Okay. Or maybe it's like what people are gonna think about you, right? Like, or maybe it's that you think like, oh my goodness, like your job is to have the slashes on your prices and not stand in your own value. Maybe, just maybe, you need a level of accountability, right? To be seen, to be called out, so that you stand in your value. That's what my clients say over and over again. I'm going to rehash a couple of these comments, and know that I'll open the floor up at the end to hear your highlights. You guys have really been sharing, so I thank you so much. Quanisha, I love her so much. Hey there, darling. Happy New Year. Way easier high ticket products are self-care. Hey, they are. I love that. And Natasha Charles says, hey, Mia. Hey, Carnisha. We love you. Natasha, so glad you're here. And Monica says, I'm with you, right? I'm with you. Okay, awesome. And Chandra says, I'm with you. And so does Sean. She says, I'm with you. And I love that you guys are so responsive. Brenda says, I'm with you. Okay. And there is a Facebook user, Connie, that says, I'm with you. Now, Michelle writes, so basically, all of what we're doing is selling. That's the umbrella concept. You're teaching us how to sell, what to sell, and why to sell. And you know what, Michelle? And that's why you're selling, right? Because you're learning how to sell what you have differently. Michelle, you were able to create a very quick result, right? Like you came to the conference, the Giant Experience Conference, and you were able to sell in 24 hours of leaving the conference. You closed a $15,000 contract, right? In short order after that, you closed another $15,000 contract. Pretty amazing. All you learned was a differential. You didn't have to go back to school. You didn't have to get a new technique, right? All you had to do was learn how to package what you're doing differently and how to offer what you're doing differently so that people understand the value of the results you create. Does that make sense? She writes, to whom we ought to sell. And Michelle writes, one second. Facts. Mia. Okay. Oh, what did you write? Mia can do what she is saying right now. Thanks for today. Mia, sorry, I had to jump off her. I had a client call that I would never have had without you teaching me how to structure my products and services. Also, thank you for your guidance and clarity today. Here's to the goal, right? And the new year. Okay. I don't sing. I actually, I sing for fun, right? So, okay. So I love this. Let me see. There are a couple other comments, right? And Jackie writes, your process changed the rest of my life. I thank you, right? I love this. All right. And Quanisha says, doubling and tripling your prices will change your life. I love what Mia told me almost 3 years to simply charge more, because you are amazing, by the way. Okay. I can't even imagine how old these babies are. Right? Like your babies are probably, I don't even know. All right. And Chandra writes, true. It's all about mindset and accountability. What we ask for, Chandra, what we believe is available to us is a function of our beliefs. And that's why it's important to be in community or to have a coach that isn't talking to you about who hurt you, who harmed you, who you're not, but let's talk about who you are. And with what you've got that's working right now, how you can leverage those things to create amazing success. We've all got something really amazing, right? And let's focus on what you got that works and find a model to package that into a high ticket offering that's life changing. And Quanisha says, I'm ready to do it again. Awesome. I'm proud of you. And Kendra, the beautiful Kendra Ward, and talented. There she is right there. And Brenda says, how do I get more clients? Brenda, you're going to have to wait until I do a Q&A at the end. Okay. Okay. And then Monica, congratulations, Chandra. Awesome. Okay. So today I'm talking about how to hit 6 figures plus this new year. And what I've covered already, we're almost done actually, is number 1, set an intention. Number 2, devise a step-by-step plan. Number 3, understand what products and services you need to hit your goal. Number 4 is align with a mentor with a proven track record for quick results. Now, listen to what I'm saying here. I'm getting ready to teach you guys, and I'm not selling you anything, all right? Align with a mentor with a proven track record for quick results. All right, that's a whole statement right there. Okay, all right, okay. Now, I'm going to read it again. Align with a mentor with a proven track record for quick results. Okay. So what am I talking about here? Okay. Because the fact of the matter is, what you really want in order for you to change your life and hit six figures plus this year is that you need to learn what you need to learn, and you need to learn it quickly. Yeah. Okay. Now, notice I'm not talking about fast cash strategies. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. So let me explain for those of you who are attracted to that, that is not what I do. Okay. So you actually need to have a mentor who has the ability to transfer what they know how to do to you in a step-by-step format, okay? And that they have the proof, the evidence that they have is that they have the ability to create results with others in a relatively short period of time. Because if you want to hit six figures plus this upcoming year, you don't want to wait until December to do it. Correct, right? So one of the things that you've got to understand is when you're looking for your mentor and you're interviewing for a mentor, you need to know what you're looking for. Do you guys want me to lean in and break this all the way down? If you do, I want you to write, I want you to go deeper in this, Mia. All right? Because I actually believe that this is the separator. This is the thing that most people have no idea about. What should I be looking for? Well, how do I identify a great mentor or coach? How long do I work with a coach? How do I choose who to work with, right? Like these are the blind spots that are often getting in the way, okay, of why we are not getting the results and creating the transformation that we desire, okay? So I thought that this year I'm going to talk to you about how to hit six figures plus, right, this upcoming year. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna pull this back. I'm gonna break this down. All right. So, all right. So you guys have wrote go deeper, go deeper. Monique wrote deep. Chandra wrote go deeper. Mia. LaShandra says go deeper. I want you to go deep. Michelle says go deeper on this. All right. All right. Okay. So now let me just say this. Okay. This first, I'll share my story, which is when I decided to work with a mentor, a coach, a trainer, I didn't have a product or I didn't even know what I was going to offer. Okay. So one of the things that I knew would be very important for me personally is that I would, one, I would only work with someone who already had done what I wanted to do. So that's the first clue. Okay. So it wasn't marketing. It wasn't a pretty picture. It wasn't anything that was flashy, like what they were wearing or, you know what I mean, or a great speech. But see, when you're choosing who's going to coach and teach you to help you become financially free, the question you must ask yourself first, the obvious question is, are they really free? Okay. Now, freedom looks a lot of different ways to a lot of people. But the way that I decided I wanted to be free, I'm breaking this down, I'm going deeper in this, and I hope this helps you, is that I wanted to build freedom that allowed me to actually spend time with my family. I didn't want the kind of freedom where part of the way that I was generating my income and I was on the road, which meant I had no control over whether I could go see my kids in their plays. See, I wanted to build a business that allowed me to have lifestyle. And we all define lifestyle differently. So when you're choosing your mentor, your coach, right? This person that's your consultant that's helping you to elevate in the ways that you want. The first thing that I think you need to ask yourself is that person living their life congruent to the way you want to live? Doesn't mean you want to do everything exactly the way they do it. But it means that the way that they are living, that if you achieve that result, that you know they have, because you can see they're living that you're like, I would be good with that. Now, my coach was would live in Mexico for 5 months out of the year, and then back in the States for the other 7 months. And while I didn't necessarily want to live in Mexico at that time for myself, I knew that she was free. She had the freedom to be able to run a business many different places. And I was like, I want to be free so I can be there for my kids. So I've only worked with coaches who have demonstrated and lived out the kind of freedom I desire. Okay. If you're not free, you cannot teach me. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care how much you're selling. I don't care if you got red bottoms, blue bottoms, yellow, unspeckled bottoms, shoes. Okay. It would not matter to me, because that is not going to allow me to date my husband in the middle of the week. and to see my kids grow up, which was really important while I built this business. Are you understanding this? All right. The second thing that you must ask yourself is whether or not the mentors that you decide to work with, is there evidence that what they are selling creates results? Okay, lean in for this because this is a whole novel concept. Is there evidence that the results that they claim, okay, to create, is there evidence that it works? Okay, I'm listen. So for me, what I did, I'm just sharing with you what I did, right? Okay, so I decided that I would go to a live event. That's what I did. And I went to Philadelphia and I went to a live event and I met people. I saw other folks that were clients of the woman that I wanted to work with. And it allowed me to have context from myself that this real. Okay. Now, I did not decide to work with her because, she had a beautiful red jacket on. No, no. Now, if she had a beautiful red jacket, I might compliment the jacket, but what does that have to do with the results that I want to create? What does that have to do with me being able to spend time with my kids, date my husband in the middle of the week? You guys with me? Be free. Okay, nothing. All right. I decided that I would go for myself. I went to Philadelphia, drove myself up there, and I saw evidence of others who had created significant results. Okay. So some of us, we don't want to do the work. And this is why we're low investors. I'm breaking this down. I told you it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, but I'm going to help you this year. Okay. We invest so that we can walk away from the investments. The $100 investment, the $300 investment, that $500 investment, you can walk away because you're not highly invested. But I will tell you that the most significant changes that have happened in my life have happened not because I bought somebody's $47 special, but because I strategically made an investment with someone, a mentor, a coach, a consultant who had exactly what I wanted. And they had evidence that their process could transfer. Now, here's the thing. Technique cannot be transferred. I will never dance like Michael Jackson, ever. He could have taught me personally. It won't happen, okay? It can't happen. I will never look like Michael Jackson. And this is not me putting myself down. The fact is he had talent, okay? But technique is transferable. Talent isn't. And so what I'm looking for always is, does the teacher have the technique, okay? Okay. Does the teacher have the technique that can be transferred? Is there evidence that this person that I want to mentor me, that they've taught somebody what they know how to do, and that person's been able to create a result? So let's talk about what those results can look like. I told you I was going to break it all down this year, meaning I want to get free. If I want to get free, is the person I'm working with, number one, free? Okay. Is there evidence of this? Proof. Okay. Number one, what does that proof look like to me? Proof to me that you're free would be, number one, let's start with you being able to be home. Okay. Like you're like home, not on the road. That's a good start for me. Okay. Proof for me would look like they have control over their time and where they live and how they live, right? Proof would look like to me that they're able to spend quality time with the people that matter the most to them. That's what it looks like to me. And that's what I was desiring. And I'm not making anything else wrong. I'm just saying that's what I wanted. So when I said I'm going to work with someone, that's what I was looking for. Make sense? Okay. The second piece is that, sure, I'm working with someone, they've made multi-millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in their business ventures. That's great for them. That certifies that they have the ability to create wealth or run a profitable company. Great. But that's them. Have they had the ability to transfer some of what they know to others? And are those others, are there people I can meet? Are there people I can touch? Is there something I can hear? Is there something I can see that's tangible I can verify? Because there should be evidence. Now, this is where people go wrong. That most of us invest too low And so we don't have proof, and we're not really even expecting a result based on our investments. But what if you decided to invest differently? What if you decided to invest in yourself at the highest level and look for proof? And that proof would look like other people who are free, other people who are selling things at a high level, if that's what you're looking for, other people who are creating the kind of results that you desire, and that you have the opportunity to talk to them. That's how you would know it was real. And I want you to think about the last time you did your due diligence in that way. Did you show up for something where you had to make a significant investment so that you could see if you could take that next step? Or has your mindset been, I'm just going to be that low ticket investor, that $100, $49 investor, that $250 investor, that $500 investor, and that you never go deeper to get your questions answered? Does that make sense? Right? What I understood was that I wanted to make and earn six figures plus in my business. And I knew that doing that was not going to be $100 investment or $500 investment. I knew that I would have to invest tens of thousands of dollars in myself to be able to do this and create this over and over again. And I said, I'm worth it. And you need to ask yourself, are you saying to yourself that you're worth it? Number 5, how to hit six figures plus this year. You got to implement. Yep, it all comes down to it, right? So you can have the best coach, mentor, teacher, trainer. You can know to sell everything you need to do high ticket. But if when you open your mouth, you say $50, $150, you didn't implement. And that's often related to our self-esteem, right? Sometimes what we don't execute is just based on our own beliefs. It means that we have to go back. We've got to do that work on ourselves and on our minds. Great entrepreneurs take 100% responsibility for what works and what doesn't. And entrepreneurs who need additional work, right? Not so great entrepreneurs are those who blame others. They say, you didn't teach me that. But if you work with people who have proof, one of the things that you realize is that you'll look to the right and you'll look to the left and you're like, but these people are making it work. So you realize there's something that you're not doing. And often that's an opportunity for your own personal growth. Read more. Right? Work on your mindset more, work on your self-talk, your self-esteem more. See, what we sell is a function of what we believe about ourselves, right? So what we're not doing, what we're not able to ask for is simply a direct result of how we see ourselves when we look in the mirror. And when I tell you that that inner game is the most powerful game of all, it is. It simply is, okay? So you got to implement. You can know the step-by-step. But if you skip a step, it's not called implementing. It's called skipping a step. All right. And that's why it's very important to make sure that the people that you work with, your mentors, your coaches, your teachers, are teaching you step by step, that they are showing you what they're doing, that they're not telling you to do one thing and they make their money a completely different way. A lot of people do that. All right. That they're not parsing out information, telling you, well, you go over here, you buy course A and you'll learn this. Oh, didn't tell you that, but now you need to buy course B so you can learn that. No, but now you need course C to tie this together. No, maybe it's time for you to learn how to invest in a full solution for yourself, something that has every single thing that you need, so that when you start to implement, instead of you trying to run around and patch together all these things that don't work together, they weren't meant to work together, the different systems, different methodologies. Maybe that's why you can't implement, because you're confused, right? I'm breaking it down. I mean, I'm a master implementer by my coaches. They tell me this. Now, here's the truth. How many people can I learn from? I mean, literally 2. Okay, that's it. I'm a smart girl, very successful at what I do. I just can't learn from so many people at the same time and implement everything that they tell me. Okay, and I don't believe you're any different. And maybe your implementation or lack thereof is a function of having too many messages, too many things that are incongruent, that were just not meant to work together. And this year, if you want to hit six figures plus this new year, you need to decide to specialize in what you're going to learn, right? And who you're going to learn from. And make it a practice to implement the things that you are learning, in opposed to, oh, I don't want to do this because this doesn't feel right. It scares me, and go do something else. Does that make sense? Right? Maybe it's time to have a different conversation with yourself about what to do. That's the problem with investing in too many like entry level courses, quite frankly, is that they cause greater confusion. I find that my clients are able to get there quicker, faster, sooner, not because I say so, because it's a full solution. I'm able to answer the questions at an elevated level because they've invested at a high level of learning. Maybe it's time for you to show up for yourself like that because you do deserve it. All right. But how are you expecting to hit six figures investing $100? Like, think about that. All right. Number six. Oh, number six is this is the last thing. And then I'll open the floor for questions. You got to work on your mindset. We were just talking about that, right? So how to hit six figures plus this new year. You got to work on your thought life. I always find it interesting. I just saw like this clip from Michael Jordan just did this documentary last year, and I saw some highlights from it. And he was talking about basically how he dominates the basketball court. And I was like, that's my kind of domination, right? But I often am really surprised by people who are in business who are like, I'm going to dominate, like this realm or whatever it is in business or somebody else and what they got going on. And what I realize is that none of that's real. Like that's all like a toxic mindset, right? Like imagine that you're in business to empower, inspire the people, but your thought is I'm going to crush people in order for me to win. Like I got to crush somebody, right? Imagine that in your business that so many people have been taught that in order to grow your company, you gotta work, you gotta be the hardest, you gotta be the smartest, and you gotta do this, sustain this for the rest of your life. Who could survive that? That's so much pressure, right? You gotta work on your mindset. I teach my clients that, and this is the way I live. How can I build my business with ease and grace? It's the only thing I'm interested in. And I'm not interested in doing more than I have to. I'm interested in engaging the power of leverage and teaching women how to do that, right? How to leverage their intellect, how to leverage their time to create more time, right? How to leverage their knowledge, right? To create wealth, sustainable wealth, and build financial security. That's what I'm interested in. And I have just learned that so many of us have never learned those mindsets because we are thinking forever. We have to fight for everything. We have to fight to be heard and seen and all this, but we're talking about your business. And maybe you just don't have to fight like that in your business. And I choose not to. All of my clients, my ideal clients, I hope this is supporting you guys because I really wanted to support everybody this year with embracing a shift in how they think and see things. One of the things that I've learned in my business is that all of my clients come to me, every single one. And I say it because when I got started in my company, I just had a desire to work with high achieving women who wanted to create results, not people who wanted to be dragged to success or convinced to get there, or who needed 5 funnels, a $47 or $97 or $150 or, to decide they're worth it. I said, I want to work with women who have a mindset to understand like now is the most powerful moment in my life. Saying yes to myself is how I change my life. It's the most giant decision I could ever make. I'm a partner with that change. I proactively seek the things that I desire. Nobody has to convince me. I don't need a sale in order for me to move forward on anything. I choose what I want because this is how I want to live in this upcoming year. And I'm telling you that it's time to work on your mindset. And it's time. Like, if you think about where you were last year, and maybe some of you hit your goals and maybe some of you didn't, but I want you to think about, like, who do you want to become this coming year? And are you willing to do the work on your thought life so that you can show up as tall as you possibly can? It's super important. And we are a function of our thoughts. Your words influence your thoughts, and your thoughts influence your feelings, and your feelings ultimately influence your actions. So if you're not acting in the way that you want, implementing, right, showing up powerfully for yourself, it's likely connected to your words, what you say, which is literally your mindset, your thought life, right? So let's change that. And when we change that, we change what we do as a collective. We change who is attracted to us, right? We change who wants to work with us. We change how people value us. We change, right, what ultimately what our value even looks like, right? Like literally. I always talk to my clients about that because it's super important. You've got great talent and skill, and there's so many people that want to work with you, right? Like they do. And it's just that when you are in alignment with your power, right? When you are giant in your gifts and you are comfortable standing tall in that, you're unstoppable. And sometimes the reason we don't hit the goal that we have isn't because we can't create the results. It's because we can't attract that which we desire because we don't believe it ourselves, right? So work on your inner critic this year, right? Really talk to her, right? Really coach her, right? Give her the tools, whether it's books or audios. I was going to say cassettes. I'm dating myself. Cassettes, right? Audios. Okay, whether it's listening to something that can really make a difference in the change, whether it's something, but you need more than motivation. You need tools, right? Tools that allow you to change what I call the habits of mind, the habits of your mind. Okay. And that's what I have for you guys today. I'm going to open the floor really quickly for questions. I would like to know your aha or takeaway. Of course, I'm going to extend an incredible opportunity for those of you who are looking to package your knowledge into a high ticket product. And gets started in 10 days on the 11th through the 15th. I'm hosting the Next Giant Experience Conference. It is amazing. It is not amazing just because I say so. You can take a look at the testimonial page that I've just posted here. See for yourself if these are the kind of results that you feel you deserve, okay? And the coolest thing is that it's ongoing, and there's no need to hype that which is real. It is real. Okay. My clients create amazing results. They learn the step by step how to take what they know and package it as a high ticket product or service. They learn how to sell. They understand how to position themselves as the obvious choice in the marketplace, because when you do that, competition becomes irrelevant. It is irrelevant. They learn how to price for the very first time and value their knowledge, their education, expertise, and background. And they stop being on discount. They stop underselling what they're doing in courses. And they stop being codependent on something they can't rely on, their jobs, right? So wholeheartedly, or, not moving forward or being overly dependent on their spouse in order to create amazing income. You can do this, right? What you know is exceptionally valuable. I want to open the floor just really quickly for your ahas, your takeaways. What was your aha or your takeaway as a result of being here today? I would love to hear it. I want to go back and see a couple of these comments, right? Let's see. For those of you who have started writing, Chandra writes, ouch, invested $100 price point, right? So we can walk away. Yep, that's right. And Quanisha writes, love that. What we sell is a function of what we believe in ourselves is so true, right? And then Chandra writes again, yes, I've been confused from all the many steps from too many people, and none of it is meant to work together, or some of it's not even meant to work. And then Kendra says, it's time to work on mindset always, Kendra. So I wanted to do this live today because I knew that this would be my way of gifting you, right? Something that could really make a difference in this upcoming new year. And so many of the women who have watched me over and over again, many of you guys become clients, take a journey with me, and your lives have changed quickly because you do the work, right? Because you're highly actionable, because you finally, for the very first time, say, I found my people, I found my community, and that's really powerful. I would like to see your aha or takeaway as a result of you being here today. That's really important, right? You've had an opportunity to learn, and then we'll go from here, right? So okay. So any other ahas or takeaways? Oh, there she is. Hey, Virginia, good to see you. Okay, all right. So Michelle writes, do you recommend finding a mentor who's also operating in your specific industry and field? For me, I know I need what you are teaching, but I also am wondering if a mentor is a good idea. Well, I can tell you that I have never, ever had a mentor that was a mom coach. No, I mean, it's all, there are reasons to have people who are specialized in what you do. Well, I think that the focus for me was never on that. I think less is more, but we're all different, Michelle, right? In terms of what we need. But I think the question for me is always around how much can I implement? How many messages can I process? And I think the other thing is that I'm looking for always for myself is, quite frankly, is there water? Like, if I were you and I started working with someone, which you started working with me, and 24 hours later you made $15,000, and within another week you made another 15,000, $30,000. I guess to me, my thought would be, well, what am I looking for? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what am I looking for exactly? You know what I'm saying? So, that would be the question. That's how I look at things. Like, I usually liken it to, is there water, right? Like if I'm working with someone and I'm getting results and it's working for me, then it's working for me. I don't need a whole lot of teachers teaching me or unteaching me what I know, or what I'm learning. And but that's my process. Like we're all open to do things in many ways. Jackie, the "what are you reading" question reveals so much and tells who is doing the work. Isn't that funny? I know, it's a great question, right? And you can always tell what people are reading by the questions that they ask or the questions that they don't ask, right? So it really is so important, right? Like what we're reading is such a powerful reflection of where we're going to be a month from now, 2 months from now, the kind of business that we can manage, the kind of people that we can lead. Well, when I read for myself, first of all, but also as a result of me reading for myself, I become a better leader. And I can see in my clients sometimes things, tools that will really move them forward. I can push them right to where I know they can be. I'm pushing you, right? Okay, look, okay, because you are so amazing at what you do. But that's the power of reading, is really being able to have something or growing, right? Or learning and investing anyway. That as a result of that, we are charging high ticket prices for our services. So to do that, you want to make sure you're always investing in yourself so you have something to give the client, right? So, okay. Let's see. There is question. What books or audios can help the mindset to transition? Hey, Denise, good to see you. I like What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It's one of my favorite books by Dr. Shed Helmstetter. Okay. Developing a P. Okay. Developing a P. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, developing a product. Okay. Okay. Sharon writes, developing a product, right? So very powerful understanding that a product or service, knowing how to build it at the highest level is super important. And most people don't know that is sometimes the thing that's missing. It's like the product that you have and that thing you've been trying to sell for a low ticket, and like sometimes we have like high level skill and we're selling low level product, and you can't figure out why the people you're working with, because you're giving this away, why are they not getting results? Because what you are creating was never meant for that demographic. Like, how about that? And sometimes in order for us to sell to that right market, we've got to do that work on ourselves, our mindset, so we can step into and be the person that we need to be. And Wendy says, I have to work on the implementation portion and my mindset shift. You will next week. Okay, we implement all week long, so you will, and you'll see that there's an easy way to be able to do it. That feels good, right? That's aligned with who you are, without it feeling pushy, like something you have to do. But instead, when we align your purpose and your passion, then it feels good to implement because it's what you want to do, right? That end result is what you want to create. All right, and then Sharon writes, mindset shift is the primary takeaway. I love that, and I love the scarf that you have there as well. Okay, and then Chandra, she writes, aha, the importance of setting my intentions from the beginning and identifying the services or products I need to reach my goals, right? That's really important. And I think that so many people really do underestimate knowing how to do that step by step. It's something that I teach my clients. If you want to sell high ticket, you got to know how to build a high ticket offering. Okay. And it's not just putting together a course. It's not just Googling information. It's not just doing what everybody else is doing, right? No, it's not. It is doing what you know how to do really well. Okay. And then Connie writes, thank you, my takeaway, I need a plan to reach my goal, determine what product and how many calls and which clients. More Mia Redrick coaching for sure. You're an amazing coach. So real and so encouraging. You've done exceptionally well. More to come with that $250,000 goal. I'm super excited. I will never again undervalue myself, product and service. Again, thank you, Mia, Rachel Stone, The Rachel Stone Show. You know what I say about you. You are meant for TV, my friend. All right. And I'm so excited that we have the opportunity to work together. And, it's amazing, like watching women who say yes to themselves, right? And then we have a question. Brenda writes, I've been in business for many years, but I've started to flatline. Where do I find a mentor? So you probably should listen to the replay because maybe I don't know. I want to say like 30 minutes ago. How long is this live? Okay. Maybe at the 45-minute mark when I leave this on a replay, you'll hear me break down how to find a mentor. And I break it down step by step. Okay. But the short version is that you want to make sure that the person you want to work with, the results you want to achieve, Brenda, they have already achieved and that they can create quick results. It was actually my number 4 point, align with a mentor with a proven track record for quick results. And I think a lot of times we never think about like the results that we want when we work with someone. Do they have the ability to create results quickly, right? Do they, one, have results? And 2, can they create results quickly? Okay, is there evidence of that? It's super important. So that's number 4 when you listen to the replay, okay? Monica writes, no matter the length of time, always persistent and being consistent through the steps, even if it's uncomfortable. Hey, look, persistency and consistency wins always, like 100%. And it is the mastery of the small things that make you the master. You know what I mean? It's like the person that is doing the same thing over and over again, not doing different things. It was funny even watching looking at a lot of these Facebook memories I've been posting on my Facebook page. And even as I look at those, I think, oh my gosh, I've been doing the same thing like over and over again for the same things for the last 12 years. There's a reason that I'm successful. And it didn't come from hustle and grind. It literally came from persistency and consistency, mastering what I was doing, not changing what I'm doing every time, not stepping into what I'm doing, but really owning it, stepping into it, and learning from, making mistakes and getting better. I always believe also, and I'll share this with Brenda, that a great mentor is someone you actually get on their shoulders, right? And so you should create results quicker, faster, sooner than them. Like I look at a lot of the results that my clients create and I think I didn't do that when I first got started. Okay. But they get to move quicker, faster, sooner because they're on my shoulders, right? And I've already made the mistakes. I've already eliminated what doesn't work. So that's why they get to create amazing results. And Juanisha writes, great training. I love that picture of you. It is beautiful, by the way. It is beautiful. Any other ahas or comments? And I'll open the floor for a few questions, quick questions. Okay. And Chandra, how do you start getting those transformational testimonials when you are just starting out? That's a great question. And there's actually a training that I teach my clients on how to do this, like the full piece of this. But here's the short version. In order to get great and amazing testimonials, guess what you've got to do? You got to create great and amazing results. That's why selling these low ticket products doesn't work. Because if you are building something and it doesn't create an amazing result for others, then how are you going to get a testimonial that says you changed my life? Because you didn't change your life, right? So, and it's the thing that's shooting so many entrepreneurs in the foot is that they're working with people who really don't invest in results. So I only really work with people who want to create results, right? You know what I mean? I only work with people who I would say invest in results. They make an investment because they want to create a result. They're not just people looking to buy things. They make an investment because they want to learn to sell. They make an investment because they want to learn how to build a product, high ticket product or service package. They want to know how to license. They want to know how to train. They want to know how to sell their speaking for $10,000 or more. They want to know how to do that. So they're investing in a full solution to learn that. So the way that you will get transformational testimonials, first and foremost, is that what you are offering must deliver an amazing result to that audience. And that's first, and then that part becomes easy. If you look at I did post my testimonials here. If you take a peek at my testimonial page, the one thing that becomes super clear, let me put it here, my testimonial page here. The one thing that becomes super clear is that, wait a minute, that what we do delivers results. And we update our pages all the time because, I think if you are good at what you do, and you're coaching clients, then you are creating results in an ongoing way. It's not just one time. It's not just 10-year-old testimonials. It's literally like in real time, right? Because you're always creating results. And that's how I believe people make a decision of who they're going to work with. And then Denise says, where are mentors located, such as listing of mentors' name or expertise? So, that's a good question. So when you're looking to work with a mentor, the question is like, where do I find these mentors, right? So you got to think about the results that you want to create, Denise, right? And then when you think about the result you want to create, then that is the biggest and best way to find a mentor, because you're looking for someone that can help you create the results that you desire. Now, that's the problem. That's why most people end up working with the wrong people, because they're working with someone based on personality or a great speech or, something that they're doing that is not even really the result you need, and so if you can ask yourself a better question, like, let's say this upcoming year, you're like, I want to figure out how to build a profitable coaching and consulting business. I want to know how to run that company from the comfort of my home and work less than 10, 15 hours a week. I want to figure out how to, leverage my time. I don't want to trade time for dollars anymore. I don't want to get paid by the hour. I want a coach that can show me how to build a high ticket coaching program that's time rich. That's very specific. Can help you with that. All right. But if you just said, like, I want a coach to help me in business, well, there are a lot of coaches that can help you in business. If you said, I want to work with someone that can help me to sell or price my core offerings or show me how to position my message and, in the marketplace, so that ideally my ideal clients say, that's the person I want to work with. If you said, I want to know how to structure my testimonials, I want to know exactly what to say when I'm selling to clients, okay? If that were you and that was something you wanted to know, great, okay, I can help you with that. But let's say you said, I just want to know how to put my products together. See, they're different, right? You need to know what is the result that you're trying to create. And your ideal coach, to me, is a person that already has the thing that you desire. Like literally, like they have what you want. Okay. Literally. So, okay. Any final questions or comments? You guys have been great. Let me tell you, great, great, great audience. I have enjoyed myself. I know that you know this, right? 100%, right? So Monica writes, how to best pitch package deals for my family guide to nursing agencies for families seeking best care for loved ones. How to make worth their while for their bottom line to benefit their potential patients. How to best to pitch package deals for my family guide, the guide to nursing agencies, okay, for families seeking best care for loved ones. Okay, how to make worth their while for their bottom line to benefit their potential patients. How to make worth their while. How to make it worth their while. Well, I mean, you've got the guide. I've seen it, right? You want to make sure that it's one professionally laid out and edited so that it's something that they would say, oh, this is like the premier resource. Maybe they can private label it even to be able to, maybe that might be something that would be more high value for them, right? Like maybe they don't already have that. And maybe that guide that you have is something that they're like, man, we would love to have this. We don't have it. And then you give them the opportunity to do a private label on that. That's probably the direction that I would take with that. As you know, okay, this is something that is a multi-step answer, right? That inside of my coaching, I do answer that, right? And I go deep on that because I've done that. All right. But for this format, I don't think I could properly answer that question in detail. Okay. So are there any other questions or comments? Anything else? Okay. Any other questions or comments? So I want to thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I really do. And I'm okay, awesome. Um, and I love you, right? And I know that this is going to be an amazing year for you. I look forward to seeing many of you next week on the 11th through the 15th inside of the conference. It's going to be amazing, okay? 100%. And what it requires is for you to earmark for yourself from 8 o'clock to 9:30 from Monday through Friday, some time for yourself to be able to implement and get started in your business. And I'd love to partner with you in that way, right? I love you guys. Have an amazing day and have the happiest new year ever. And I'm excited to see you on your journey, right? And Kashawn writes, thank you for sharing your knowledge and your expertise. You better bet. Always want to add value to my community 100%. Okay, awesome. Any other questions, comments before we go? Right. And thank you. This has been informative. Was it recorded? Yes. So you will see this, right? And Monica writes, thank you. Love always. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so the replay is available for now. And so make sure you rewatch it. All right, while it's available, and it'll be up for next couple of days. So you have some time. But this is on my heart as a gift to you guys this upcoming year. Make sure you apply what you learned. This was pretty nugget filled, right? So if you take action on it, I'll talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.